Friends, next up is a very, very interesting topic, something very close to my heart. The pandemic has thrown huge challenges at our businesses, and many of the future business plans have got completely altered. How do we now own the future? Owning the future is the only way we're going to reach it. And that's exactly what Raghav Iyengar is going to talk to us about. Raghav Iyengar is the Chief Business Officer of Axis Mutual Fund. Raghav, a chartered accountant with over 25 years of experience, and has been in earlier editions of IFA Galaxy with us as well. His expertise lies in retail sales, institutional sales, and marketing, both digital and otherwise. His earlier stints were with ICICI, DSP, and many others. Raghav is no stranger to this industry, and he brings rich experience that he is going to share with us about how we can own the future. Raghav Iyengar for you.
Good evening, friends. On behalf of Axis Mutual Fund, I'd like to welcome all of you. Thank you, first of all, for giving me an opportunity, IFA Galaxy, to make a presentation. This association has been very, very, very special to me. I have seen this from the time it was started long time back. I think it's done fantastic work. So my compliments to the office bearers and, of course, all of you who are watching. It's a Friday evening today, so I will keep this as short and sweet as possible. Nayana Solopara is going to be nothing new. It is going to be reasonably old stuff which you have heard. There is no rocket science to what I'm saying. But in these interesting times, I thought it is useful for us to go back and look at some of the things that we have talked about. My topic today resonates with the overall theme of the event, which is Control Alt Delete. I want to talk about Own the Future. Next, please, sir. This is the landscape. I think, Idala, we all know this is something that many people over the years have shown you. I think the only two big things that you must keep in mind is that we are very, very slowly and steadily creeping to a $5 trillion economy. When that happens, the number of people, sir, who will get into the middle class, that is the per capita income, keeps automatically increasing. Apart, when an economy is growing, the first thing that people do is manage their basic needs, food, transportation. As their income levels start getting better, they look for savings. As their savings well upon it, they start looking at other options of investments. And today, I think, compared to where we started about 20 years back, my career is started before in the last 2 decades back in 1998. On the time, the mutual funds were a very, very push product. We had to literally go out and tell people that please buy it. It's a great investment. It will give you fantastic returns in the long term. I think the big difference is, and I think that is thanks to all your efforts. So my congratulations and compliments to all of you that I think today people are now asking for mutual funds as an opportunity. But even then, if you look at it, our AUM is only 12% of the GDP. Earlier, you have to actually cut about 50% because almost about 40-45% of the total industry AUM is roughly corporate and institutional AUM, which is not the focus of this seminar. So you're talking of a huge set of people. So we are talking of about 6-7% is our current penetration, which is a global rate of about 63%. I know many of you will get irritated saying in the global, every time people come and say this, and they say the same old things. Only 2% of India population invests in mutual fund. In the United States, almost everybody has a mutual fund account, etc., and stuff like that. But I think what you must understand is especially in the last 2 years, you have seen almost about the entire number of investors have actually doubled. And this is, of course, a report by McKinsey. I think our industry is expected to reach almost 100 lakh crores. Today, we are just about 37, 38. And just to give you a sense, in the pandemic, we had gone all the way down to below 30. So in the last 18 months, the industry has grown by almost 50-60%. Now, coming to us, I think this is a great thing. This slide is worries me the most. If you ask me, sorry, sir, the next slide, please. This slide worries me the most. And I sleepless nights were there thanks to looking at this slide. Because if you see on the right hand side, industry assets in the last 1 year, as I said, have grown almost by 50%. Last year, 2019-20 was a negative event. We all know what happened. March, the markets fell. We had the worst fall, and of course, April, the markets went up. So if you take March to currently to maybe December, January, the industry has gone from almost about 23, 24 lakh crores to almost about 38 lakh crores. And that is why I'm saying we are pretty much on the path to getting to that 100 lakh crores. But then again, if I look at on the left hand side, the last year, of course, the industry degrew, but our distribution income, that is our income which we all survive on. That is when I'm saying all of us, I'm including myself also, because as a manufacturer, we cannot exist without a distributor. Very, very clear. We are very, very clear about that. And look at that, what happened in 1920. Industry fell -6%, distribution income fell by almost 23%. And again, when the industry went up almost 41%, I think it goes at 8%. So today, a large part of my presentation, next 5-10 minutes, I'm only going to talk about how we can grow our business and revenue and become future ready and really own the future. Next, please. So if I go back and think, let's say 22 years back when we were all talking about mutual funds, most of us had a single product. All of us have either come up through small savings or LIC or FTs, and we had very limited reach. If you remember, all of us had our small little shops, or we would go out and we would talk to a limited set of people. We had much lower volume, so we could count literally the top 20 customers in our hands. And of course, the margins were very good. I remember when I came into the industry, we used to have an entry load, and on top of that, which was completely given back to the partner, and then we had we had a trail commission. So when there were times I remember in my career where we have paid as high as 3.5, 4% kind of numbers also. But what is happening today? I think today all of us are doing multi-product. I mean, within the industry itself, it has become complicated. Remember, pudu product vandinirke. We all have ability now to get to a much larger reach. Today, like I think I don't need to be in 1,000 towns to get money from 1,000 towns. Recently we completed our Access Multi-Cap NFO and we got money from almost about 600 pin codes across the country. I mean, I don't have. We have only 100 branches across of it. So we don't need to be there. I meet many partners who are now servicing people sitting in Chennai are servicing clients in Bombay. What is this doing? Of course, as the industry has got more mature, regulator has come and lowered the fees, total fees. That is natural in any growing business. That has meant lower margins, but it has got compensated by much higher volume. I remember when I started my career in 1998, I picked up a check of 50 lakh rupees in a liquid fund, and I had to call the fund manager and tell him, "Hey, I'm putting this big amount of money, 50 lakhs. Just please be ready for it." Today, crores of rupees come and go. I think in Access itself, our daily volume is almost, if I have to take including debt, our daily volume is now 5 to 6,000 crores of inflow and outflow every day. That used to be the size of our company maybe 10, 11 years back. So that is what is happening. Next, please. I think what can we do? I think clearly everyone knows the answer to this. This is nothing rocket science. I also do the same thing. If I have to grow my business as a manufacturer, I have to find new partners and I have to get my existing partners to sell more. Same thing you also have to do. I think it's very, very simple. You have to get more money from your existing clients and obviously you have to acquire new clients today. So let's just spend 5 minutes and see how we can do that. Next, please. So how can you AUM from existing clients? I think there is this big opportunity. And I think we are not spending enough time on that because we are getting caught up in our own affairs. We are very, very active on various forums. We are very active on managing existing clients, existing problems, but we are not really thinking 4 5 years. So as a first step, what I like you all to do is to please sit down and write down on a piece of paper how you can get your existing clients. And there are very 4 5 very simple steps. In fact, I feel many of you are already doing it. It may be repetition. If it is, please bear with. Next, please. So I think we have come up with these two concepts called LTV and CLV. So what I call is LTV is lifetime value of a customer. Now, many of us feel that we go and make a sales pitch. I get a SIP, 5,000 rupees for 10 years. And I said, boss, I have really done my sale for the day. But when you actually look at the customer lifetime value, what it is telling you is that you've essentially made only 4,200 rupees from that customer in today's value. How is that? 5,000 into 12 into 10, right? That is about 6 lakh rupees. 6 lakh rupees is, let's say hypothetically, the trail is about 1%. And if you discount it today for today's value, it is hardly 4,200. So why am I giving you this formula? Because many of us just go to a customer, we give him a goal or her a goal, and we say you should do an SIP, and then we take this 5,000 rupees, we make a electronic purchase, and we feel very happy about it. But I think you have to get much more higher value. And I think today that's the big opportunity for all of us. We are not used to asking for more money, but customers are willing to give more money. And if you can talk to some of your senior friends in IFA Galaxy itself, you'll understand that customers are happily willing to give lakhs of rupees today, and nobody's really interested. They want to do SIP, but your life does not end with only SIP. Next, please. I think clearly three things you have to do. I think one is we call this the three pyramid, and I think the bottom pyramid, of course, is acquisition. I think very clearly customers on the acquisition space are yet very worried about markets, about this thing, about volatility and Russia and Ukraine and all the other nonsense which is happening today. Last year it was COVID. The year before that was ILFS. The year before that was GST. Year before that was, of course, demonetization. So every year, every year there is some challenge which is always there. So I think easiest thing to do, of course, and I keep telling all of you, money market funds are the easiest thing to get on board. I think we can just bring it in, make some money. It's just money sitting in a savings account and an FD account. Move that money into a debt or a hybrid mutual fund. Then try and get a whole journey done, and then try and get goals to fit it. And wherever there is a longer journey, put some more money. And of course, the top part, which is very important, is please look at other products too. I'm not saying go and sell something which you don't know, but all of us, sir, are now, we have listened to so many eminent speakers in the last 1.5 hours. We will be listening to more eminent speakers tomorrow. I think all of us are now fully capable of being able to talk convincingly about equity, about any other alternate investments. And I think that is where the big opportunity is in terms of making your revenue stream or your profitability much better. Next, please. I think clearly this is a big opening to us. I think if you see, if every one of us say we have 100 clients, we get a 10,000 rupee SIP, we get a 20-year option. Customers are happily willing to say, let us say the average revenue in that period is 0.7. So what will happen is that assuming these 100 clients keep the money for 20 years and don't redeem the money, and returns are about 12% per annum, which is quite reasonable. These 100 clients will give you a revenue of 4.5 crores, okay, over their lifetime LTV. But just look at the graph. The graph is very important. In the first 10 years, you will make only 66 lakhs. In the 10 years after that, you will make 3.8 crores. This is nothing. It is simple mathematics. It is the power of compounding. We talk about it every day to our customers. What we don't realize is it is affects our bottom line also. So we don't focus on keeping existing clients happy for their lifetime of the journey. And one way, of course, to do it is to try and marry a goal to SIP and etc. etc. There are various techniques on it. But if you can keep that journey alive for 20 years, I think that's the important thing. Many of us we see today, unfortunately, SIP gross flows are about 11,000, but almost about 40-50% of those SIPs are either getting stopped or are getting redeemed. That is your effort actually getting wasted. And somewhere along the way, you will see in the graph, and the journey break are there, that creates a lot of revenue pressure for us. Next, please. I think the clear thing here is most of us do this, but this is an easy sell. I've seen this happening a lot with my friends in insurance. They come and take my money and they ask, sir, how many children you have? Oh, acha, they make a note. Okay, your children are 18, 16, 20, 25. Okay, your spouse, what is she doing? She's married. Oh, she's working. Where does she work, sir? What does she do? Similar on the other side about siblings. Same issue. Well, my sister, do you have any sister? Do you have any brothers? What does your parents do? These are very simple, beautiful questions. We're not asking for anything great. I call this family tree selling. Once you get to know a little bit about the family tree, automatically that you can direct your investments there. And there, the biggest marketing person will not be you. Actually, once you get this and you are able to give a good experience to your customer himself will make sure that you get money from all his entire set of family tree people, right? Second thing, of course, I've got a slide ahead. Please don't forget the children. I think today, many of us are now in an age where our children are going to start earning. and they have very different needs. But one thing which is common, and we did a small survey on this, and I'll talk about it separately, that but 80% of them want to create wealth. Unlike what we hear and see, they are millennial people, they want to spend more, they want to buy iPhone. Yes, they want to do that, but in their mind, 80% of the time they yet want to create wealth. So please don't forget that. So another easy method for you: lifetime value of customer, client value customer, and of course family tree. Next, please. This is the easiest pool. I've been talking about it for the last 10 years. We've done some work and then which come back and forth. But this is the kind of money which is sitting, sir, in people in savings and term deposits. I mean, this is a no-brainer. A term deposit today, any good bank gives you 5%. If you cut off 30% tax, it's 3.5%. Actually, you're the you're doing a disservice to the customer by allowing this his long-term savings to be in savings account or term deposits. Yes, money must be kept in savings account. You must have some money in term deposits. It is in the client's interest overall in the asset allocation to have some money in certain fixed and very safe options. But having all the money there, that is very, very sad. So even if you are able to take a 10% conversion, I mean, this is just some mathematics. It's not difficult, but if you go and tell a customer, sir, you have 1 lakh rupees in your account, can you give me 25, 10,000 or 20,000 rupees? I will put it into some money market fund or an ultra short term fund or some short term bond fund. And it will give you, and if you look at the 3 year rolling returns, for example, of short term bond funds as a category, they've done much, much better than some of the other deposits that we are talking about. Plus the taxation, and obviously there is a certain commission too. That commission itself can earn you, I mean, on a total, of course, is 235 crore rupees can come to the industry today. So this is money for jam, if you ask me today. This is there. This slide I spoke about in the family tree, if you remember. This is a millennial. Now, this is 44 crore people are there. They are now 46% of the workforce. They make good money, and contrary to what we all think that they are spendthrifts and they only want to go abroad and they want to buy electronic gadgets, wealth is the top goal for millennials. They are very clear that if I have enough wealth, I'll have freedom. If I have freedom, I can do what I want. I can retire at 40. I can do whatever I feel like they want to do. And the only thing that all of you, and this is Rakai ko bhi sol raha hai, I think most of you know this, they are online. They don't see us as being, if they see a paper, they get turned off. The moment somebody comes and tells them, please sign here in two places, they get turned off. They don't want to do. And contrary to what we think, they have a reasonably high income. Today, people in the millennial space, whether it is in technology, financial services, BPO, KPO, they make very, very decent starting salaries compared to what we used to make. Right? It's almost 15, 20 times, and they are interested in saving. So let's not lose this opportunity just by saying, "Our pasanga, humne kono mein career dil raha hai, and only he wants to spend." We should not have a negative mindset against this. And it's the easiest thing because most of them trust their parents or their siblings to be able to get family advice. And if you can go and get, let us say, the father to invest with you, I think it's very, very easy to get the son or the daughter also to put money with. Next, please. I think this is very, very important. I think I can spend 25 minutes only talking of this, but since I have 30 seconds, the most important thing that people look at today is online. Even if you go to Vijay Sales in Bombay, which is a very large shop, the first thing you'll go and do is Vijay Sales, you go and check Amazon. You'll see Amazon mein what is the client rating or what is the customer rating for a particular gadget that you're buying. That is nothing but a testimony. So if you can create a library of testimonials, it's very, very easy. When you finish a transaction of a customer, if you can just write something on a WhatsApp and give it to you, Romba cute, fantastic service, well done, you solved my problem, you made me rich. And you just send them a small thing and say, can you type it for me? Very, very easy to try and put it up. And you can create your own small library about it and talk about it. I think referrals are another beautiful way. I talked about the family tree. That is the easiest referral because that's the immediate family. Nobody has any problem. But if there is again a technique to go to people and ask, and this you can do specifically with your older customers, especially people who have been with you maybe for 5 years, 10 years, and you just go to them, they'll be very, very happy. People are very happy to see their loved ones progress. If someone of you asks me today, Raghav, can you give me a, can you help me? I think people are very helpful. And I think that is something that we don't use. Social media marketing has its own these things. I think there is enough. There are a lot of stalwarts in IFA Galaxy who use social media very well. I mean, Padmanabhan sir is one classic case. I can think of another four or five more people. I won't talk about them, but they really create some interest in themselves. And I think through that, automatically you get leads in the digital world. I think people will find you. So far, make sure that you have a place where people can find you, can contact you, either through WhatsApp or through some email ID. And then most important, if they contact you, please contact them. I think that's basic thing, because the reverse also works. Because if they get a bad service, they will write nonsense about you. So please keep this slide in your mind, keep it in front of you, and see how you can use it to the best of your practice. Next, please. I think this is the key thing that I think we have to think about. I think many people are just very worried about selling PMS AI. I think today, thanks to the new regulations which have come, PMS has become and AIs have become very competent vehicles of wealth creation. Right? I think this is, please understand that India is now a reasonably rich country. We are customers are now are able to financially look at other products too. So we will have almost 600,000 HNIs by 2025. What is a HNI? Somebody who has $1 million of net worth, excluding his own house. This is an estimate we have that this is what will happen to PMS and AIFM. My guess is it will happen more. It will grow 5-6 times at least. And this is going to become a 50-55 lakh crore market. In fact, by 2030, maybe mutual funds will be a 100 lakh crore market. But we call this as alternatives, which is PMS and AIFs. But they are going to be a 50 lakh crore market. And a lot of it is going to come through individual money. So keep this. Next, please. A simple slide projection I want to show you. I'm sure many of you will find mathematical fault with me, but let us say you have a 10 crore AUM and you're getting about trail of 70 basis points. Your first year trail is 70%. Markets are growing. Just if you add, if you have to add just two PMSs every year, 50 lakh two PMSs. There is no capping in PMS. So let's say we'll give you the full 125. You do two AIFs a year. Now the first year is going to be difficult. But this is where I think AMCs like Axis can really come and help you, because we can help you and come on joint calls with you. We can explain the product to you. And I think the revenue stream is fantastic. So 2 crores of AF, 1 crore of AF, and just see you in the first year itself, you make something like 9.5 lakh more, right? Your total earnings become 16.5 lakhs. Now, if you have to grow this 10, 12, 14, and this is what will happen. I'm just saying, taking a rough, I mean, don't take my word as just an example. Just say if equity markets go up 20%, your AUM of 10 crores, assuming nothing happens to it, will become 20 crores. But on that 20 crores, you will make only 15. But the distribution commission is coming down. That is unfortunately the nature of the business. As the fund size gets larger, the ability to charge reduces, and consequently ability to pay reduces also. Whereas this problem is not there in PMS and AF. And if you can do just one extra PMS every year, start with 2 in the first year, 1 more in the second year, 1 more in the third year, 1 more in the fourth year, 1 year in the fifth year, your revenue from PMS, and this is at 120, will be roughly almost about 16 lakhs. And the same thing I'm asking in AF. AF is 1 crore ticket per individual. So yes, I'm saying every year you do only one. So first year you do two, because I think you have to get the engine moving. You will be motivated. But let's say in the second, third, fourth, fifth year you do only one each, and look at what it does to your revenue. Just add one more every year. So in the first year you get 2 clients. In the second year you get 3 clients. In the third year you get 4 clients. Fifth year you get 5 clients. And in the fifth year, that is after becoming an expert, you are adding only 6 clients in a year. This is what the number can do to you. So to earn, but if you have to earn 55 lakhs from equity, your equity AUM has to go up from 10 crores to 7. And all your clients are sitting in that 10 crore equity bucket itself. So please think of this slide. I think this is I try to cover how you can grow your AUM. I try to cover how you can grow your earnings, because you cannot own the future unless you grow your earnings. I think today everybody is worried about the future. As next slide, please. As you can see in the next slide, India is going to grow. I think very clearly, whether we become $5 trillion economy by 2025 or 2026, the fact is that we will become in the near future. You and I can debate, will it happen in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years? That is a point of debate. That is not in anybody's control, but the direction is very clear. We are up there. I think this is in some sense the India golden decade. For the first time, I think we are seeing a lot of things, a lot of international attention. There is a China plus one problem. And we are having a reasonably progressive government who's very, very keen on the growth in the economy. You saw even in this time's RBI credit policy, they were stressing only on growth. And growth not by doing some social spending, growth is by creating infrastructure and by hence creating new jobs. So I think that will create a very, very new and emerging and powerful middle class. The middle class will become upper middle class. Our per capita income will grow up. And one consequence of per capita income growing up is the fact that people will want to invest. Now, in that investment, how do you, my friends, make money? How do you grow your balance sheet? How do you grow your AUM? I've tried to give you 3 or 4 points. I try to say that you have to grow the number of customers. You have to upsell by giving them new products like PMS, AIF. You have to go after the family tree. You have to use some amount of referrals and testimonials to grow your business. And you have to think really digital, right? Next slide. My last slide, this is the smart MFD. I am sure the fact that all of you are sitting here on a Friday evening listening to me at 5:45, 5:50, leaving all your family, leaving your clients, is that you are already 50% a smart MFD. This 4 hours that you have invested from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. today, I think is a very, very big investment you're making. I think that itself is proof that you want to be a smart MFD. Think clearly 4 things you have to do. Please embrace digital. I think most of you do it. But even today, a lot of MFDs believe that their value lies in only giving a form and telling somebody to sign here and sign here. That is not there. Please go away from that. That is old Purana Zamana. That is gone. It is over. I think please take care of your existing clients to sell more. Please retain your existing clients. Please sell more to have a higher value ticket in your mind. Don't be stuck on 5,000 rupee SIP. Ask for 25,000 rupee SIP. Acquire new sets of clients. I think that's very, very important. Millennial clients, family tree clients, referrals. Try and do that. Spend some time, maybe after this Friday, Saturday. Once you are getting 8 hours of this thing, don't allow the knowledge to go away. Take a nice book, write down on your book what are your map to scale it up, and write it down quarter by quarter, half year by half year. Think like a corporate. I mean, today, if I have to work in Access, I have to project what will be our profit in 2023, what will be the steps I will take to get new customers, what will be the new products we launch. You have to think like how Access Mutual Fund thinks. You're a corporate now, and you create a map and you do it. And please be completely alt ready. Be ALT ready. You are already ready. I think just my best wishes to you. And again, my sincere thanks to IFA and the office. I mean, IFA Galaxy and the office bearers specifically. It's been a beautiful association. I think you people have really taken care of all your members last 10 years. Thank you once again, and stay safe and God bless you.